Is altcoin season approaching once again?
So let's first get started with the Bitcoin dominance charts, and from then we'll move on to ETH BTC. So I'm on the weekly time frame here, and I mentioned in one of my previous videos about Bitcoin's dominance, and you can see here clearly, obviously, it's bounced from this level over here, which it's bounced from previously in the past. This kind of 57, 58% level. However, now we are approaching, as mentioned before, this resistance level where we may either break past that and Bitcoin will gain more dominance, or we will reject this and then altcoins will gain dominance. So we are approaching a very important junction, which we'll have to see what happens in the next few weeks. Moving on to ETH BTC, this kind of goes in line with what we saw with the Bitcoin dominance chart, because again, we are reaching a level of support right here. As well as that, there's a clear trend line forming over here. So there could be a possibility that we reject or we bounce from this level. Either we touch the support level or the trend line and we go on a rally. Or conversely, on the other hand, we could break below this, as we've done in this instance, and lose even more dominance. And it could get very bad for the next few weeks. There's a possibility for that as well. So again, we are on the weekly time frame, so this may take a couple of weeks to materialize. The thing that I would put into the favor of the altcoins is that Bitcoin has been on a very strong run. Obviously, we just hit we hit $14.1 thousand per Bitcoin, and in the last few weeks, let's move on to the Bitcoin chart. And in the last few weeks, we've had nothing but green candles since the beginning of October. So a very strong month in October. Again, I don't like to say I told you so, but I did mention that October would be a good month. So this goes in line with the case of altcoin season coming soon, because what normally happens is Bitcoin goes on a strong rally, being the dominant coin in the market, and then investors tend to look for more yield, higher returns. And where do they find that? In Ethereum, the next major coin in the market. From then on, what then happens is once that rally runs out, people spread their coins into more riskier, higher risk, higher reward coins, which is the rest of the altcoin market. That's normally the kind of sequence that occurs. So going back to ETH BTC, so that's what I'm seeing happening right now. Again, obviously that's the theory. We'll have to see how it actually turns out over time, and this junction will be the very the crucial point that we'll be looking at. Another thing that's culminating in the next few days is the US presidential election. As well as that, in the UK, we have another national lockdown. So there's a few events that are coming together at the same time. So with all this uncertainty, I don't know if, for example, Trump wins. That could be a very bullish outcome for stock market and the crypto market as a whole. So it could be the case that that's kind of the perfect storm that's happening, and then we get that news and we spike, we go on a strong rally. Or it could be that Biden wins, who's more of a anti-business, anti-investor party. If that happens, then this could be very bad for stock market and for the crypto market and for the investment world. So this could lead to a drop further. These things could affect the crypto market. It could just be coincidence that all these things are happening at the same time. That could also be the case. We'll have to see how it turns out. But if we have a look at some of the coins that I covered in my previous market breakdown, you can see as well, I think was it Ocean? You can see, yeah, you can see that it's looking bullish, ranging in between these two levels. And so, we could have a little bit more of a continuation and then a break to the upside, and then going on a continuing this massive rally. Same with, I think was it Ample? Let's see. Same over here. We've kind of bottomed in this area already, and being at the bottom, there's more of a reward on the upside and there's less of a possibility of further downside. So this is as well getting ready to go on the up. Ethereum as well, we did look at ETH BTC, but if we just look at ETH USD, obviously we had that strong rally and now we're ranging in between these two levels. So you can see it's kind of getting ready to do something. Is it just a continuation pattern that we're in, and thus once we break out it's going to be to the upside, to the moon? I'm leaning slightly towards that side, the bullish side. So we'll have to see what happens in the next few weeks, what happens when we break out of this pattern. But I think there is, as I said, I'm leaning towards the side that altcoins are getting ready to do something to break out to the upside. But this market is about, probability. There's no such thing as a certainty. We could break to the downside and just bleed to the next level of support. So let's see. So that's it for this video. Just a short one to kind of outline my theory that I think the altcoins are getting ready to pop, to rocket. Let's hope I'm right. So yeah, that'll be it for this video. Hope you got some value from that, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.